Back at the Royal Palms Resort entrance, just as the airport crew sped away in their cab and the others quickly found weapons and headed to the bungalow on foot, Natalie Taylor, Elisa Dota, Stephanie Hunt-BRINKMANN, Kristen McLean, Chris Risley, Jamie Donahue, and Robert Fort run out of the lobby entrance and immediately find a large sedan vehicle that can transport them to the bungalow district. The team finds a single four-door sedan that seems undamaged, with the keys still in the ignition, as Jamie Donahue jumps into the driver's seat, Chris McLean gets into the passenger position, and Natalie, Stephanie, and Chris Risley squeeze into the back seat, completely filling up the vehicle. Robert and Elisa are the last ones to reach the vehicle and see that it is full, and the zombies are quickly nearing their position. Jamie pops the trunk and yells,
"We're out of room! One of you jump in the trunk! We have to leave now!"
Elisa turns to Robert as if about to fight him, and Robert quickly throws up his hands and tries to persuade her. He lies to her with the most convincing sob story.
Listen, I have a wife and kids waiting for me back in the States, and I'm all they've got. If you hide by this debris and stay low, I promise that I'll come back to you as soon as we can get the others to safety.
Elisa hesitates at first, but trusts Robert since they both work together on the same region at MPP and knows he is a man of his word. Elisa looks to him and says,
"I'm trusting you with my life here. You'd better get back here on the double."
Robert thankfully nods to Elisa, jumps in the sedan's trunk and closes it. Jamie Donahue slams her foot on the gas pedal as the car peels away. As Jamie quickly drives away, she dodges a few obstacles and runs over a few of the undead walkers. Natalie and Stephanie look out the back window as they see the infected zombies running directly for Elisa's hiding spot. As the car speeds away, they watch helplessly as Elisa jumps from her position and tries to flee, but is tackled to the ground by the zombies. The survivors lose sight of her as the vehicle rounds the corner. The streets are just filled with people and cars, as Kristen McLean navigates for Jamie using her handy-dandy Island Traveler's map. Jamie tries her best to dodge anything that could halt their vehicle. Just up the way, they all see that the road is completely blocked by some burning vehicles. Jamie slams on the brakes, hits the trunk release, and everyone exits the vehicle. Chris Risley sees a beat-up car still running just on the other side of the blocked road. Everyone except Stephanie Hunt-BRINKMANN runs immediately to the car. They pile in with record speed and continue their journey to the bungalows. Stephanie Hunt-BRINKMANN is the only one who doesn't feel that the car ride is such a good idea anymore and tries to make it by foot to the bungalow district. She makes her way down the road and tries her best to avoid the undead zombies, but there are so many filling up in the streets. She is unable to travel the road safely as she encounters too many of the undead. She immediately runs to a small building just off the road and beats crazily on the doors. The owners see that she is in trouble and decide to open the door to let her in, but she has now drawn the attention of several walkers towards the building. Stephanie and the few people inside panic as the zombies start breaking through the windows and the front door begins to splinter and buckle in. The zombie walkers break in through the several areas on the first floor and pour into the building. The small defenseless building becomes overrun and the inhabitants succumb to the creatures. About 5 minutes later, the beaten-up auxiliary car pulls up to the bungalow district. The 5 remaining friends run up the staircase and see some dead walkers lying on the ground near the huts. Chris Risley figures that the friends that headed here on foot must have beaten them here. The 5 say farewell for now, as they all have a certain hut and destination in mind. Natalie Taylor and Kristen McLean head to the caretaker's bungalow number 1, where Andy Fremnick is cautiously watching the front and Stacey HESSLER aggressively watches the rear with her 9mm pistol. Natalie and Kristen reach the back door of the hut and are both willing to be brave and head in first. Natalie looks to Kristen and says,
"It's fine. I'll go first. Just back me up. But next time, it's your turn."
Kristen nods and backs away as Natalie jiggles the doorknob and sees that it's broken and somewhat jammed. She uses her shoulder to ram the door open as she sees only a glimpse of Stacey as Stacey, with her marksman aiming, fires the last round in her pistol into Natalie's head, instantly killing her. Kristen ducks down and yells,
"Oh my God, you shot her! It's just us, don't shoot!"
Stacey cries out,
Holy crap, I thought you guys were zombies. I didn't mean to bust a cap in her ass.
Stacey quickly realizes her fatal mistake. She had no idea that any of the other survivors would make it and barge through the door like that. They quickly move Natalie's body to the side and close the door as to not draw any more attention to their hut. Meanwhile, at bungalow number 11, Matt Baumberger is relieved as he sees Jamie Donahue, Chris Risley, and Robert Fort enter the hut. They quickly update each other on the trials they face to get there safely. Matt offers the expensive compound bow weapon to Jamie Donahue, as she gladly accepts it. Across the way at bungalow number 4, Stewardess Pennington is startled awake as she realizes she fell asleep. She looks over to see Jessica Lott still guarding the entrances. Pennington says,
What? I don't know what happened. I must have dozed off.
Pennington looks over next to her and sees Lisa sleeping near the edge of the bed towards the wall. Pennington shakes Lisa's arm, trying to wake her. With no response, Pennington pulls Lisa towards her and sees blood from Lisa's arm all over the side of the bed. Lisa suddenly opens her now pale-looking crazed eyes and grabs for Stewardess Pennington as she quickly reacts and rolls off of the bed, screaming to Jessica for help. Jessica turns her attention with her golf club and whacks Lisa across the face with a 9-iron. Lisa falls to the ground as Pennington takes out her newly found pistol and shoots Lisa in the head, hoping she doesn't get back up. Lisa stops moving as the two try to understand what happened and how Lisa could have turned into one of those zombie creatures.